Welcome back, guys. And as some of you may already know, I am trading in my S21 Ultra in for the Z Fold 3. So I figured let's make a couple more videos before we have to ship it out. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how it's been after 7 months. Do I still recommend it? Short answer, yes, I definitely still do. So let's get right into this. So starting off with like how it's held up physically and wear and tear and then the battery. So far physically, it's holding up really nice. Now, let me tell you, I've been using a case. I don't rock the phone nude as much as I want to. I don't. I do have a speaking case. I use the speaking with the S Pen case and then the speaking clear ultra hybrid case. So I use both of those on and off, whichever I decide to rock that day. So yeah, they both have minimal protection going on. So the sides, the back, it's always protected. The front though, I don't use a screen protector. So I do have a few minor scratches here and there. Not really noticeable unless you're looking for them. So they don't bother me when I'm watching stuff using the phone, or you can't even feel it. So overall, the phone has held up just fine. Buttons still work, ports still work, have no issues at all. And overall, the design of the phone, to this day, I still love it. It's big, it's bulky, it's thick. It's a big phone, I will say. But after a while, you definitely get used to it in the hand. It's a little bit of a learning curve at first after the first few weeks, but after a while, you're definitely going to get adjusted to it if you're coming from like a small phone. But yeah, it's still a really nice design. And then the battery life, how has it held up after 7 months? It's still doing really well in my opinion. So when I first got the phone, it was definitely lasting me well over to the next day. And today, it still can. If I'm not using it heavily, getting 1 to 2 or maybe in 3 hours of screen on time, you're gonna get into the next day for sure. If you're gonna be using it pretty heavily, it'll definitely last you a work day and into the afternoon. So you might have to charge up a little bit later in the afternoon, like I would say maybe 6 on dinner time or something like that. So overall, I still think the battery is pretty good. Even charging speeds, even though they're not the greatest, at 25 watts, it takes roughly like an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. You get wireless charging. That I just do overnight. So if I have to charge overnight, I'll use wirelessly, have it charge super slow at wireless charging, and it'll take roughly like 3 to 4 hours, which is fine. That way it's not supercharging the whole night. And I only do it when I have to charge overnight. So yeah, that's my charging habits. It's not the greatest sometimes, but it does the job. And the battery, the phone, still does the job to this day. So I think it's doing really well in that aspect. And as far as performance, come on, this phone is just a beast. Like you got the Snapdragon 888 on here and 12 gigs of RAM. So what does that mean? That means you're gonna get a really good performing phone. On top of that, you're getting 120 hertz on the display, 1440p. So all that combined, this phone is running perfectly fine. Occasionally, I will say I'm getting a few hiccups here and here. So like when I go home, when I unlock the phone, sometimes it will like freeze up a little bit, or just animations will be a little bit choppy. Well, the worst thing I've experienced is if I have like earbuds in, like the AirPods, not AirPods, the Buds Pro, or any kind of wireless earbuds in, and I go to unlock the phone to switch a song or to just go into the phone, it'll like lag up in the lock screen where it'll get stuck for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then it'll open up the phone or it'll just show the lock screen information, which is weird. I don't know if it's something that's going on with the software or if it's the earbuds that are causing an extra delay or something. I don't know. I've noticed it, but it's not the end of the world. It can be annoying because sometimes I'd be running and just out of nowhere I want to switch the song and I can't get in the phone, so I get a little frustrated. But otherwise, no big deal. But once you're in the phone, it's doing still really well. Everything looks great and runs great. Watching videos, you're gonna get a great experience here. The crisp quality display, the bright panel. It's such a bright phone. Like you're not gonna have any issues using this in the dark. Obviously, you shouldn't. But also using it in direct sunlight outside, you're gonna have a fantastic time here. And I will say the curved display, if you're using a case, no big deal. It's such a small amount of curve that the case completely gets rid of that curvature. But if you're just using it nude, which I use it every once in a while nude, you're going to still get accidental touches in my opinion. Like if you reach across the screen, you're going to accidentally touch it with your palm. And then you have those dual firing speakers on the front, which is great for audio, which is rich, it's full, it's loud, it's fantastic. Adds to that video watching experience. So I like to use mine in the shower. I prop it up in the corner and just watch a video, which is great because the phone is water resistant. So you can definitely use this near water or in water, which I probably don't recommend, but it's nice to be able to do that, right? You also have an under display fingerprint sensor, which works 99% of the time. I'd say it's pretty accurate. It's pretty easy to use. It's not bad. And it's also convenient to have, especially with these times. You also have facial recognition, so you can set both of them up, and whichever is more convenient at the time, use whichever one. Gaming on here, still great. No issues. I don't really game much on here, but the occasional like Clash of Clans game, Clash Royale game, or like Geometry Dash. Now, simple games, nothing crazy. I usually typically play those games on here, so really you would expect this phone to take care of those. But I'm sure you can do other stuff like Fortnite, Call of Duty, all those extensive extra games that require extra horsepower. I'm sure this phone will take care of it. But I play simple games, so gaming I think is just fine. And with the phone being pretty big, you're able to do some decent multitasking on here. Most of my multitasking is done usually with just a YouTube mini player. So I'll be watching a video and then go home, cause that little mini player to play in the corner, and then just browse Reddit or browse Instagram, browse something else. Don't really go extensively where like splitting the screen half and half, just because I much prefer it to just be a mini player and me do full screen something else. So that's how I multitask. So this phone can definitely handle it, which is great. And there's much more you can do. So like you can use Samsung wireless decks on here, stream it to a Samsung TV or any wireless TV, and then you got pretty much a mini laptop in your pocket. I don't use that, but you have that feature available to you. You also have wireless charging available to you and reverse wireless charging. So if you're ever in a pinch, or your friend's in a pinch, or your watch is in a pinch, or your other watch is in a pinch, or your buds are in a pinch, you can charge up using the back of your phone quite easily. Now, I don't use that as well, but it's still nice to be able to have that. You always forget you have that until someday you need it, and then you're like, thank you, I love you. But you know what else I love is the S Pen. So you also have the ability to use the S Pen on here. I will say that I don't use it as much on here just because the canvas is not that big. I'll use it occasionally to browse around, like just poke around and maybe write occasional note, which is just like me writing a TikTok or not TikTok, tic-tac-toe game with someone. But otherwise, the S Pen is available for this. So I think the best way to utilize the S Pen is if you want to use the separate S Pen you can buy with the case, definitely. But I think the other way is just to have like a Tab S7 or something like that, and then use that pen from there and just transition over to your phone whenever you please, which is really nice in my opinion. And then the cameras. Dude, you're getting the best camera experience here. Literally, you won't be disappointed. You're getting one of the best photos, some of the best videos on here. You're getting so many features, so many modes. You're not gonna have a bad time here. Photos look fantastic. Videos look pretty good, I would say. Probably not the best in the market, but it's still really good. You have features like 8K. Never use that though. You have features like super 100 times zoom. Barely ever use that. So you're getting overkill here in my opinion. You're definitely paying a lot for the phone because of the camera, but it's still good to have a nice camera. You don't want to, this is always in your pocket, so you want to have the best camera possible, and this is one of the best cameras out there. So I definitely think you won't be disappointed with that. Front facing is also really good, so if you love taking pictures of yourself, you're gonna love this one, you sexy devil out there. And then if you're gonna be taking a lot of photos and videos in here, just remember, you can't expand the storage, so be careful with that. Just make sure you get enough storage on here to fit your needs. So if you're gonna be taking a lot of photos and videos, definitely make sure you get a higher storage. I have the 128 and I've used up half of it already. So, and that's not even taking a lot of photos and videos. So yeah, definitely make sure you get a higher storage if you can, just because, it's better to be future proof if you're going to have the phone for a longer time than I have for right now. So, but yeah, overall, I think you're getting one of the best phones if you're going with the S21 Ultra, especially right now. I think you can get the phone for like roughly $1,000 right now, which is a great deal in my opinion. This is a great phone for $1,000. So yeah, if you can get it for even lower or for extra bundles and stuff like that, just get it, man. You're getting a great phone here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys got something out of this. And peace.